Grizzly bear versus gorilla versus Siberian tiger. And let's consider each animal at 600 pounds, full grown, healthy, and in their prime. Finding reliable, consistent research data is nearly impossible. I found articles claiming that gorillas were anywhere between 6 and 20 times stronger than human beings. These articles don't even mention the weight of the gorillas. In 2012, researchers still claim that chimpanzees were between 4 to 7 times as strong as humans. By 2017, all that changed. Pound for pound, researchers found chimpanzees are at best 1.5 times as strong as humans. No one knows what's on the minds of animals when they're being subjected to pulling and lifting tests, so these tests can only give rough estimates of strength. To get a clear idea of an animal's strength, it's best to examine its environment and the size of the animal being studied. In terms of comparing human strength, due to differing environments, we see remarkable adaptations. Free rock climbers have disproportionately strong hands for their body weight. Their physical coordination rivals gymnasts. Gymnasts may have the greatest strength-to-weight ratio for humans. Weightlifters, despite their large body masses, have higher vertical leaps than any other athletes. Arm wrestlers, even with their techniques, have arm strength that far exceeds what a person of the same body weight has. Now we can talk about the environments of the big three: gorillas, tigers, and bears. Let's first look at chimpanzees. They're smaller than gorillas, but their lifestyles are more physically strenuous. Gorillas occasionally hang from tree branches for short intervals, but chimpanzees actually swing through the trees. They brachiate. Chimps put more stress on their muscles. Chimps also actively hunt small animals and travel 2 to 4 miles per day. Gorillas move less than a mile a day. Except for chewing strength, gorillas have no reason to be stronger than chimpanzees, pound for pound. Bears are loners, and their northern environments provide less food than the jungle. Whether foraging or hunting, their environments are more physically demanding than gorillas. They're always on the move. A grizzly typically walks over 20 miles per day in search of food and water. Tigers originated in northwest China, cold, dry, and barren. They roam at least as far as grizzlies per day. They eventually radiated throughout Asia, but their survival strategies were already forged. Of the big three, tigers evolved in the most physically demanding environment. As far as their diet and predatory skills, gorillas are almost 100% vegetarian. They also eat insects, which are animals. Because of this diet, gorillas do not have the innate predatory skills that would allow them to go for the kill. Bears at 600 pounds, and we're talking grizzly bears, are omnivores. 75% of their diet is plant matter. Small animals make up the remainder, with an occasional injured elk or moose. Their predatory skills are honed to this level. Tigers are pure carnivores. They eat grass to dislodge fur balls. Tigers hunt whatever is available, frequently 300-pound wild boar, leopards, and crocodiles. Tigers are ambush predators, but more often the prey fight back. The killing skills of the tiger are unmatched by gorillas and grizzlies. As far as their weaponry, gorillas have jaws that can clamp down with about 1,300 pounds of pressure. They need this strength to bite through thick plant matter. Their canines are about 2 inches long. Gorillas have no claws, but they have fingernails. For their size, bears have relatively short teeth, which reflects their omnivorous diet. Still, the teeth are long enough to get the job done. Grizzly bear canines are between 2.25 and 2.5 inches long. As far as bite force, I found articles stating strengths between 975 pounds to 1,250 pounds. Grizzly claws are huge and strong. The claws evolved for digging, so they're exceptionally thick and durable. They're curved, sharp, and about 3 to 5 inches long. They're meat hooks. Tigers have the longest canines of any predator. These teeth range between 2.5 and 3 inches long. Tiger bite force is reported as 1,050 pounds. Their claws grow 3 to 4 inches long. They're extremely curved and as sharp as razors. Tiger claws are obsidian blades. As far as jaw strength, instead of splitting hairs, I'll say that grizzlies and tigers have about the same jaw bite force, with a slight edge to the gorilla. When comparing the arsenals in their mouths, the advantage goes to the tiger, followed by the grizzly. As far as physical strength, pound-for-pound strength is determined by the demands of gathering food, ruggedness of environment, and evolutionary origins. Of these three animals, the tiger should be the strongest pound for pound. The physical demands placed on it far exceed the demands placed on gorillas and bears. But the conservation of energy maintaining physical strength and muscle size dictates that an animal is only as strong as it needs to be. Loafing gorillas have strength that's a holdover from their arboreal days. Considering that gravity greatly influences strength, gorillas, bears, and tigers, each at 600 pounds, have the same resistance to gravity. Chimpanzees have 1.5 times human strength, and gorillas do not do anything that require more pound-for-pound strength. In addition, Galileo's square-cube equation makes it likely that gorillas are slightly weaker than chimps, pound for pound. However, I'll say that gorillas match chimps with the pound-for-pound strength of 1.5 times human. The same applies to the grizzly bear. At 1.5 times human strength, at 600 pounds, they would be the strength of 6 humans. Factoring in teeth, claws, and gravity, and grizzlies are perfectly suited for their environments. The same can be said about tigers. With their weaponry, plus their killing skills, a pound-for-pound strength of 1.5 humans is enough to do the job. The anatomies of the big three are further proof that these animals are of the same physical strength. But let's start with the human skeleton for comparison. The human skeleton makes up about 14% of its body weight. Gorillas have thick, spongy bones that provide great strength for their huge muscles, yet their skeletons only make up about 3% of their body weight. Surprisingly, skeleton weight makes up 14% of a tiger's mass. I could not find information about bear skeleton weight, but judging by appearances, it looks like they're all about 13 to 14% body weight. In other words, all three animals have skeletons of equal size and strength. In terms of muscle mass, humans have about 40% muscle mass by body weight. Gorillas have 37%. I found widely varying claims for tigers, but lions are the most muscular mammals at 58.8% muscle to body weight. I would set tigers at no less than 50%. Reliable muscle mass data for grizzlies cannot be found. Still, when comparing the muscle mass of humans to gorillas, percentages are deceiving. This comparison only shows that the three animals are all within the same physical range. To me, this confirms that they're all about equal physical strength. Physical strength is distributed across the skeletal system. The anatomy or physical shape of an animal evolved to fit its needs to survive and flourish. The distribution of strength across its anatomy is the source of contention here. Which animal can lift the most, and which would win in a one-on-one fight? If you've gone to the zoo and saw these three animals close up, you would notice the profound differences in their body shapes. Tigers are long and lean. Their muscles ripple on a narrow body. They look like they're designed for forward movement, like torpedoes or barracuda. Their muscles used his skeleton as a springboard to leap over 20 feet high. Incredible for a 600-pound animal. I read a report that a tiger can swipe its front paw with 10,000 pounds of force. If so, the tiger's limited shoulder movement prevents a stronger strike. Grizzly bears have shorter bodies, nose to tail, and are much wider. They dig holes and sit and hold food with their paws with more dexterity than a tiger has. Supposedly, a grizzly can swipe its front paw with about double the power of the same-sized tiger. If so, it means bears have more of their muscle distributed to their shoulders, and their shoulder joints have greater range of motion than tigers. I think bears' manual dexterity show this. Gorillas are built like humans. Maximum shoulder range of motion for brachiating through the trees. Most of a gorilla's muscle strength is in its shoulders and chest areas to accommodate its evolutionary beginnings as arboreal primates. I'm sure their swiping power far exceeds a bear's of the same weight. So, having said all this, it comes to this: a one-on-one matchup. Who would win? Well, in a gorilla versus a grizzly, the gorilla's advantage would be dexterity and upper body strength. A grizzly's advantage would be bigger fangs and greater skill at using them, 4-inch claws, and more killing skills. In a fight, a 600-pound grizzly would kill a 600-pound gorilla. That's the verdict. A gorilla versus a tiger. The tiger has apex killing skills and unmatched weaponry. The tiger would rip the gorilla's face off and attack the gorilla's neck 10 out of 10 times. A 600-pound tiger would kill a 600-pound gorilla. Grizzly versus tiger. The tiger has a slight weapons advantage. However, its killing skills as an apex carnivore exceed the killing skills of the omnivorous bear. A 600-pound tiger would kill a 600-pound grizzly. Now, what if the animals were defanged and declawed? In this case, it would come down to swiping strength and wrestling skills. A gorilla, because of its upper body strength and range of motion, would defeat both a grizzly and a tiger. The grizzly would defeat a tiger. Well, I said a lot, and I hope we learned something from this. And until next time, have fun.